We're back with my beautiful poinsettias. It's been 8 weeks now since we started covering them up every night for 14 hours to get them as much darkness as possible. And then we took the blankets off during the day to let them bask in the sunshine. And if we look at how they looked 8 weeks ago now, you can see they actually have grown so much. This one over here has put on lots of growth in particular. So many beautiful red bracts. And actually what I did this year was I started putting little support canes in. So all these little sticks here, they're all sticks I cut off my butterfly bush and I stripped them down, and then I use them as support sticks. So I just poked them in all around here and it acts as kind of support. I'll just show you, because when I cover the plant, then it can actually, if the blanket is heavy or if it just sort of sits wrongly on the plant, it can actually break the branches. So having these sticks, especially these ones because they're taller than the plant. This one was taller than the plant. All these ones were sticking way up from the plant, but the plant has grown so much that it's actually now gotten taller than the support sticks. So that means that the foliage here gets a little bit flattened too, because it has that sort of blanket laying on it for those 14 hours every night. But they quickly straighten out again, so it's not a problem at all, even if it does look a bit flat. But this one over here hasn't had anything laying on it, so it's doing a lot better in that respect. And I can just show you how I cover it, just in case you're wondering. I should mention I don't usually leave the pots directly on the floor like that. I think it could damage the floor and also give them a sort of draft. They wouldn't like to have drafts, so I put them on little side tables. I've got this one over here. He actually rests on this tall white table here. And this one has another one to be on, but I just thought for ease of filming now, I'll put them down here so we can have a look at them properly. And what I'll show you now is how I cover it with this blanket. So I just take my blanket, in this case it's a duvet cover, and I just rest it on those sticks. It's not touching the plant at all, but it is keeping it dark in there. And actually I put 2 blankets because you can see it's quite big. So I put 2 blankets, and I'll put the other one on now. I can see how it looks properly. Have a proper look at it. So that's how it would look from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, double blanketed, nice and snug. And actually it has an added benefit too, because these plants really don't like drafts. And also being so close to the window, usually you'd take them back a bit from the window to make sure they don't get cold, because they can almost have like a little microclimate, especially if you close the curtains, which we don't do here. But if you close the curtains, then they would have a little microclimate in between the window and the curtain, which could be really cold, and that could really damage them. But having these little blankets covering them can protect them from that sort of thing too, and make a little warmer, snugger environment. So yeah, it's really added benefits. But as you can see, now that they've had their 8 weeks of being covered like this, we can just stop, and they will continue pushing out lots of these beautiful red bracts and flowers too. The flowers are the little things in the center, these little flower buds there. They bloom and become these little bright yellow star-like flowers. They're called Christmas stars a lot in different countries. In Denmark we call them julestjerner, which means just that, Christmas stars. So they're really, really lovely. This one seems to have been doing better. It's like further along than the other one. I'll take the blankets off again so we can look at it again. But yeah, I think that's because maybe I double blanket it more with like thicker blankets too. I'll show you which ones I used for this one. I used these kind, they're warmer and thicker. And I think that just actually helped keep the light out even more. But either way, they can both stop being covered now, and they will, as they are well triggered, they'll continue going. So I'll do another update in a month's time again, so we can just see how they're looking. And by then we'll be into November, because we're in October now. So getting closer to Christmas and looking more and more festive, hopefully. It's such a fun thing to do. Do let me know how you're getting on. What I'm going to do with these guys is actually just leave them and let them just continue pushing out loads of flowers. I can even remove these little sticks now. They were just there to help with the blankets. So going forward, the plan is just to keep feeding them weekly. I have a lovely organic seaweed feed I like to use, and things like tomato feed or Miracle Grow are great too. Just something really well balanced to keep them going and pushing out lots of beautiful red bracts. If you're getting yours red for Christmas too, please let me know how you're doing, how you're finding it. It is such a fun thing to do. I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll see you next time.